two committees of jurisdiction over on the Senate side, the what's called the Finance Committee and the Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee, shorthand that to HELP Committee. That's Bernie Sanders' committee. And so those two committees have passed legislation too that would reform the PBM industry, require a lot of this disclosure of information, make some reforms around rebates, requiring a lot of the rebate funding to pass through to the plan rather than stopping with the PBM, and would address spread pricing in Medicaid as well. So all this is to say, you're absolutely right. There's been a lot of attention to this. There are a lot of committees involved. Lots of members of Congress agree that we ought to do something about some of these PBM practices. But there are also, I'll say, there are also people in Congress who still believe that PBMs offer some value. And as you probably know, in the United States Senate, we still have a filibuster. And basically that means that any single senator or a small group of senators can stop most anything from moving forward if it doesn't get unanimous consent from all 100 senators to move it forward. So you still find people in the Senate, folks like Senator Mike Lee of Utah, folks like Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, who kind of think that, hey, PBMs are a market-based reform, from 20, 30 years ago that actually, do some good in the system. So maybe we shouldn't be so hasty to move forward with these major reforms. And you even have people on the other side of the aisle. I know Sheldon Whitehouse, who's a Democrat from Rhode Island, he's on the Finance Committee. When they passed the Finance Committee legislation that I was just talking about, he said, hey, let's, okay, we should do some stuff about PBMs, but let's not take our eye off the ball, which is the pharmaceutical manufacturers and pharma. And, they're really responsible for high drug prices, and we shouldn't try to, skin this cat just by doing PBM reform. So even though there looks to be a lot of consensus, and there is, more than there ever has been on reforming PBMs, I think there are enough people in the Senate, frankly, who might prevent it wholesale reform from moving forward.